All right, so.
Okay. My name is William Shoemate, and the purpose of my speech is to inform my audience of traveling Alaska by ferry. When most people think about going to Alaska, they think of going on a cruise ship. There are alternative ways to explore the beautiful state of Alaska, and exploring it on a state-run ferry is definitely a more economical and scenic way to enjoy Alaska. Sorry, since we don't have the power, or I don't have the PowerPoint, you really have to look hard to see this, but here's a picture of what a ferry looks like in Alaska. The ferry, Alaskans refer to this as the blue canoes. So if you're ever in Alaska and they talk about going on a blue canoe, you'll know what they're talking about. The Alaska Marine Highway, it's a state-run system. They serve over 31 communities. They starts out from Bellingham, Washington to Prince Rupert, British Columbia, and runs all the way through the Aleutian chain. They have over 11 vessels in its fleet. They operate year-round, and their combined fleet carries over 312,000 passengers a year. First, I'd like to, and they also carry vehicles. So first, I'd like to share with you a few reasons why vacationers explore Alaska by ferry. And there are 4 different regions that are easily accessible. And also, I will tell you a little bit about the amenities that are on board the state-of-the-art ferries. The Society of American Travel Writers, the world's largest organization of professional travel journalists and photographers, recently polled its members to come up with the top 10 most exciting ferry rides in the world. The Alaska Marine Highway system made the list. The Alaska Marine Highway is designated also a National Scenic Byway and an All-American Road, and it's the only marine route in the world with this designation. Travelers have the ability to jump off and on at each port, and you can stay as long as you like. If you do take your vehicle, of course it takes a little bit more planning. If you take your vehicle, I highly recommend this book here. It's called The Alaska Milepost. It's a very detailed book, and it's literally by the milepost. Tells you historical things, how far it is from restaurants to gas stations to hotels. And being in Alaska, you could go a long distance without a gas station, so it's kind of important to be able to know that. And the Alaskans refer to this as a Bible of the North Country. Chances are you're going to see a lot of wildlife up close, especially whales and sea otters and eagles. You're going to have 100 passengers or 100 sets of eyes watching and stuff, because people are not preoccupied with other things that you would normally be doing on a cruise ship. So if you're looking to see scenic stuff and wildlife, you're definitely going to have a good chance to see it. You're going to meet real Alaskans as they use this as their day-to-day way of life, and you're going to hear some great stories from them. And less than 1% of tourists that go to Alaska use the ferry, so it is mainly used by Alaskans. So in short, if you're really looking for a good, true experience, this is a good way to explore the state. Now I'd like to highlight the 4 most popular regions that are frequented. The one that we all know is the Inside Passage. It's frequented with the cruise ships. There you have Juneau, which is the capital. They're famous for the Mendenhall Glacier. You have Skagway, which is also known for the Klondike Gold Rush. You have Sitka, which is a Russian, it was a Russian capital for the state when Russia owned the state. There's a lot of native history there, as well as a lot of totem poles. You have Haines, which has a bald eagle preserve, and there's literally hundreds to thousands bald eagles, especially when the salmon are running. Your second region is the Gulf of Alaska. It was famous, of course, for the Exxon Valdez oil spill. Of course, you have Valdez, which is the southern terminal for the Alaska pipeline. You have Whittier, which connects you through a tunnel. It's through a mountain range that will get you on the road system, and so you can explore other parts of the state. The third region is the South Central, which is down here. And from there you have Seward, the Kenai National Fjords, Kodak, which has a huge brown bear population, and Homer, which is the end of the road, and I don't know if anybody remembers Tom Bodett and Leave the Lights On, but that's where he's from. Lastly, your fourth region is the Southwest, and this takes you all the way out the Aleutian chain. This is the least traveled by visitors, but it does take you to some interesting ports such as Sandpoint, Cold Bay, and King Cove. Most of these places are known for their commercial fishing. So in effect, it's a great way to explore if you're looking for a great experience. Now I'd like to tell you about some of the amenities that are on board. It is a comfortable mode of transportation while traveling throughout the state. Some of the larger vessels, they have movie theaters, card rooms, video arcades, and reading rooms. They also have U.S. Forest Rangers that are on board for free naturalist programs. Most of them have staterooms with private bathrooms, and for those that want more of a real experience and you want to save some money, they have lounges and outdoor solariums, and all you need to do is just take you a sleeping bag. This is my personal favorite way to travel. The public restrooms do have showers in them. All the ferries do have some sort of food service, and the larger vehicles offer full-service dining rooms and cocktail lounges. And for those that don't want to leave their pet behind, you can take your pet. They must stay in a crate, and they must be located on the car deck. You can go visit them when the ferries are in port. And, you know, obviously the ferries aren't the same, have all the amenities of going on a cruise ship, but it is a great way to travel, and you're going to meet some great people, and it's very economical. I'd like to conclude with that Alaska is a very beautiful country, and it's very easily accessible if you do choose to travel by ferry. I would encourage any traveler that's looking for a unique experience to consider this method of traveling. And finally, for those who choose to explore via ferry, they can rest assured that it's going to be fun and adventurous. And most of the travelers, when they return to their home state, they say that they wish they had missed the ferry and were able to stay in Alaska for an extended period of time.